Hello friends, when I started reading history at a school level, I also had a similar understanding that a good history student is one who has memorized names of the kings and the queens. A good history student is one who has remembered the major events of the wars. A good history student is the one who could tell us about the lives of the elites, the lives of the kings and the queens. This is what my understanding was, and that is why I also felt history to be boring, as many of my friends, young friends, still believe. But this is not the real purpose of studying history. Friends, you know that when you write any story or when you narrate any story, there are some questions. Let me simplify it. Suppose you have gone to a place and your car has met with an accident, and then you have to narrate this story. So the question would be that what has happened? So the first question is what? Then you say that the car which I was driving has met with an accident. So the what a story is that accident has happened. So in history writing, the question what is very important. What has happened? For example, when Gandhi went to Champaran in 1917, one could ask what has happened. So the answer would be Gandhi has gone to Champaran. Gandhi has met peasants and farmers. Gandhi has discussed their issues. So this is what question. Similarly, Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar led a movement for the temple entry. He wanted to get access to the temple, which was managed and controlled by the upper caste, particularly Brahmins, and the orthodox Hindus, Brahmins, were not ready to allow Dalits to enter temple, because they believed that if they go inside the temple, then the temple will become polluted. So Ambedkar ji led a movement for the temple entry. So as a historian, as a reporter of the newspaper, when you have to write the story, the first thing you have to keep in mind what has happened. So Dr. Ambedkar led a movement for temple entry. This is how you answer the question what. So the what is very important in history writing. The next question is where has it happened? So you could answer that Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar led several temple movements in Bombay Presidency, and one of those places was Mahad. Similarly, you could say that Gandhi ji went to Champaran to address the issues of the farmers. So where question can be replied by saying that Gandhi ji went to Champaran. So where question is also important. What and where. The third question is when has it happened? So you could say that Gandhiji went to Champaran in 1917. So the when question is replied in this way. Similarly, you could say that Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar led several movements for the temple entries in late 1920s and early 1930s. So late 1920s is the reply for the question when. So wherever you are writing any story, wherever you are writing any historical account, you have to answer three questions, that is what, where and when. If you do not answer what, where and when, then what will happen? That the story is not complete. You cannot tell a story of Gandhiji or Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar by excluding the fact that what has happened, where has happened and when has happened. So these questions, what, where and when, are very important. But apart from what, when and where, there are two important questions that you have to keep in mind and that you must ask. And it is sad that the three questions which I have already discussed are raised, but the two questions which I am going to just tell you are often not raised or often diluted or often ignored. What are they? They are how and why. So let me simplify it, giving you examples. Gandhiji went to Champaran in 1917. Gandhiji addressed the issues of farmers and peasants. So you have already answered three questions: what, when and where. But the more important questions are how and why. So now let's frame this question. How has Gandhiji addressed the issues of peasants and farmers? Why has Gandhiji addressed the questions of peasants and farmers? Similarly, you could ask the how and why question in the case of Ambedkar ji. How has Ambedkar led the movement? Why has Ambedkar led the movement? So these two questions, why and how, are more critical, they are more philosophical, they are more ideological and they are more cardinal. So what has happened, that in history writing generally these two questions are either ignored or they are not properly examined. Mahatma Gandhi ji went to Champaran. Mahatma Gandhi ji addressed the issues of peasants and farmers, but there are many other issues. By just answering the question what, where and when, the story is not complete. You have to ask the question, why did Gandhi ji go there? Was he invited by the rich peasants or was he invited by the poor peasants? Did Gandhian Satyagraha help the rich peasants or did the Gandhian Satyagraha help the poor peasants? Who got benefited? How Gandhi ji addressed this question? Who got benefited? Why Gandhi ji took one strategy and ignored another strategy? So, as a historian, as a student of history, you have to of course remember the questions of what, when and where. But to be a critical historian, you have to keep in mind that your historical understanding is not complete if you are not able to go into the larger questions of why and how. Why and how are ideological critical questions. You cannot ignore it. India got independence in 1947. India became free in 1947. But what kind of power Indians got? How the post-colonial state was different from the colonial state? What kind of rights the people of India got in post-colonial society? How many promises of the nationalist leaders were in fact implemented in post-colonial period? So these are important questions. Do not forget ever how and why question. So I would like to say here that the critical approach to history and the mainstream approach to history is defined by the presence and absence of the questions how and why. Many students who prepare competitive exam, they know more facts than a history student who is critical. It is possible because the student who is preparing for exams are mugging up the things. Such a student is more concerned about remembering the dates, remembering the names, finding out the leaders, finding out the actors, and the students preparing for the competitive examinations, they mostly concentrate on what, when and where questions. And for that, I am not blaming the students. The way the questions are framed by the competitive examinations board, the board is not interested in asking the student about the how and why questions. I have also appeared for some exams related to assistant professors, and I have seen that in the examination the questions are asked in such a way that the authority is only interested in knowing whether you know, whether you have memorized the names of the elites, the names of important wars, the name of major events, but the authority which is preparing the examination is least concerned about asking the student to write about how and why he has agreed or disagreed with any particular leader, any particular person, how and why he is going to criticize or uphold a particular event. So the philosophical questions, the critical questions are ignored in competitive examinations. So as a history student, do not stop yourself by just learning what, when and where, but also explore the larger questions how and why. Let me give you another example. We all know that Deen-e-Ilahi, which is a new way to approach the faith, was started by the Mughal emperor Akbar. But just to know that Deen-e-Ilahi is related to Akbar, or Vedantic philosophy is related to Vivekananda, or ahimsa or non-violence are related to Gandhi ji, these are not enough. We have to ask the bigger question: what kind of philosophy, what kind of the system these figures were interested in? We have to also ask the question, if Akbar was in favor of Deen-e-Ilahi, what made him to go for that? What were the social and material forces which influenced Akbar to declare that now he is starting a new faith, or he is starting a new approach to relate to the faith? Why Vivekanand, Swami Vivekanand, preferred Vedantic philosophy instead of following Kabir and Buddha? So these are the important and critical questions which a historian must remember it, which never ever try to ignore it. In the examination, the question is asked that how many coins, what kind of coins were issued by a particular emperor. But the same examination authority is least interested to ask a student what was the conditions of poor and the rich in that era. So the question of class, the questions of appropriation, the question of haves and haves not, the question of dominance, the question of hegemony, the question of marginalization, the question of assimilation, these questions are often ignored. And as a history student, we have to always remember that we should never stop our pursuit by just remembering what, when and where, but we should extend our pursuit to explore other aspects which are related to how and why.